Hi friends, Pauline here with another episode of Civic Education 101, and today we are going to expand on the topic of local government. But before we start, as always, just want to remind you, double check that you are registered to vote, and if you aren't, register. The deadlines are coming up real quick this month, so make sure you go online and check that out. And yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Kind of piggybacking off of my last episode, I talked a little bit about state constitutions. I started reading this book that is made from the hosts of the Civics 101 podcast, a resource I've been using to learn a little bit more about how our democracy works. And they created a book, and it's called A User's Guide to Democracy: How America Works. And it's been very informative. It's pretty thick and very wordy, but that's great if you're looking to learn. So there's actually a sentence in here that is just really a great segue into how local government looks. And it's: the power to govern is derived from state constitutions and then applied as each locality sees fit. And this is a good representation of what I've been learning. The states are typically divided up into county and into municipalities. Ooh, I can't say that word. So there's about 3,000 counties in the United States, and not all of those counties actually have a government. But when they do, they generally manage whatever hasn't been touched by the local government. Some of the more common things that our county government handles is they levy local taxes, so like personal income taxes, sales tax. They of course deal with the county courts, correctional institutions, roads and bridges, the ones that of course our local government doesn't manage. And of course, all of these systems could look different, but there are three common ones. One of them is a commission system, which is the most typical one. This is a group of elected people, and it's typically 3 to 5 people. They get to debate and vote on measures that affect the county. Number 2 is a council admin system. So this system still has elected officials, but the elected officials then appoint an administrator. And the way that it works is the county officials typically come up with the policies, and then they expect their administrator to then go and execute all of that. The third system is a council elected executive system. That's a mouthful. It's very similar to the council admin system. The only difference is that the voters elect the council members and an executive. And in this system, the executive has a little bit more power than the administrator because they can veto policies and they can weigh in on policies, things like that. All right, so who are the people in our county governments? Typically, in the county government, you have county officials. So they're the ones taking care of roads and bridges, like I talked about, public libraries, pools, parks, jails, hospitals. Along with the county officials, you typically have someone like a treasurer or an assessor who assesses the value of land and buildings. You have a coroner. And then you have a sheriff and a few other people. But the thing is, every single county could have different people in their government. So it got a little overwhelming to understand this because every county has something different. So it is really important for you to know what's going on in your own county. So I looked at San Diego County. In San Diego County, we have 5 elected board supervisors, and they each supervise one of the 5 districts in our county. Then we also elect a sheriff, a district attorney, a treasurer tax collector, and an assessor/recorder/clerk. Let's talk about municipalities, which is a really hard word for me to say. Municipalities can be called something different depending where you are. So it could be a city, a town, a village, or even a borough. But essentially this is our true local government. And they take care of the stuff that affects us on the daily. So they take care of us having clean water, our garbage collection, roads, public safety, parking. So a lot of that stuff that, again, really affects us on the daily. And the important thing to really know is that in local government, that's where we really can have our voice. Why can't I talk today? Our voice can actually make an impact. Think Parks and Rec Town Hall meeting, right? So that's really what we have the option to do in our local government. You can actually check on your government's like city hall website of a schedule of when they have council meetings, and that's where you get to listen in on the types of policies they're thinking about passing. And if you don't like something they're talking about, you can say something, you could speak up. Maybe you even want to bring up something that you want them to talk about. You can do that as well. So again, we really have a lot of opportunity here to use our voice to directly impact local issues and policies. So there are two common systems that these local governments take on. There is a mayor-council system where the voters elect a mayor and the city council members. And then there's a council manager system. So you can either vote in the council members and a mayor, or you vote for only the city council members and then those people appoint a mayor. Then those group of people hire a city manager to administer policy. So the different people that you'll find in your local governments are typically, like I said, council members, a city manager, an assistant city manager, city attorney, finance director, and again, a few other positions depending on what your city needs. It's the same story as county. Every city is gonna have a different system that they're gonna use. Every city is gonna have a different list of officials that they have in their government. And they're also gonna have different lists of who is elected, so people who you can vote for. So to give an example of how this looks in reality, I looked up the city I used to live near, and that's San Marcos, in San Marcos, California. They have a mayor and council members. And the mayor is voted for at large, so by everybody. And then the council members are voted for by district. And then those people appoint a city manager, and they appoint other like board members, committee members, commission members. So the most important takeaways from this episode is know your local government, know your city government, understand what system you have, understand the people that are in there, understand the people that hold office there, understand who you can actually vote for and the ones that you can't. Go to your city hall's website and check out the dates that they have town hall meetings. Or city council meetings, whatever they call it. These are the places where you can really know what's going on in your local government, policies that are trying to make its way through, things that they're trying to take away. This is the place where you can actually know what's going on. And because I'm learning all of this now, I'm completely guilty of not attending any of these meetings. So what I am going to do is attend one of these city council meetings, and maybe I'll make an episode of what that was like for me and what I learned from it. So thanks again for watching. Please share if you feel that this could help anybody else. Comment below and let me know if you like this topic or not. And I either want to dive into propositions or the Electoral College, because those are very related to this upcoming election. But I'm really curious to see which one you'd like me to dive into. So let me know, propositions or the Electoral College. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye. And county systems